If you've ever stood in the aisle of a tech store, eyeing those glowing panels and wondered whether you're really getting more than just a fancy night light, you're not alone. I get that hesitation because I've tried a few different red light devices myself, and I've also read what other buyers are saying before I hit the buy button. The idea of a panel that promises pain relief, better sleep, and clearer skin sounds great on paper, but the real question is, does it actually fit into daily life without turning into another piece of equipment you forget about? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's break this down the way you'd actually use it, not the way a spec sheet wants you to. First off, the GOURIXIN panel puts 300 LEDs onto a single board, so you're looking at a fairly large surface roughly the size of a small poster. That means setting it up takes a bit more planning than, say, a handheld wand you can toss on a nightstand. For most people, the first practical step is finding a spot where you can leave it out for a few minutes each day. If you have a dedicated home gym, a spare corner in the living room, or even a bathroom where you keep your yoga mat, that's ideal. The panel comes with a built-in timer, which is a small but thoughtful feature. You can set it for 5, 10, or 15 minutes, and it will automatically shut off. That removes the guesswork of did I leave it on too long, and helps you stay consistent without watching the clock. Now, let's talk about the actual light it emits. GOURIXIN uses a dual-chip LED system that delivers both red, around 660 nanometers, and near-infrared, about 850 nanometers, wavelengths. In theory, red light penetrates the superficial layers of skin, while near-infrared reaches deeper tissues, which is why the company markets the panel for both skin health and joint or muscle pain. In practice, if you're dealing with chronic lower back soreness from sitting at a desk, you could place the panel a foot or two away while you sit, and run a 10-minute session after work. Many buyers report that this warm glow exposure feels soothing and actually helps them unwind before bedtime, which can indirectly improve sleep quality. I've tried that routine myself, turning the panel on while I'm on the couch, letting the light bathe the room, and then heading to bed. The result was a subtle drop in the time it took me to fall asleep, though it's certainly not a miracle cure. If you're primarily interested in skin benefits like reducing fine lines or improving overall texture, there's a slightly different workflow. The light needs to reach the skin directly, so you would typically sit or stand about 612 inches away and expose the face for the full session length. Because the panel is large, you can treat the whole face at once instead of moving a smaller device around. That uniform coverage can be a real time saver if you're already doing a skincare routine. However, keep in mind that results won't appear overnight. Most studies suggest you need consistent use over several weeks to see measurable changes, and the same holds true for this home unit. One of the strongest practical points about the GOURIXIN panel is its power level. At 5 watts per diode, the panel puts out a fairly high irradiance for a consumer-grade device. In lay terms, that means the light is genuinely bright enough to have a biological effect, unlike cheaper pads that might look impressive but hardly deliver any therapeutic energy. This makes it suitable for high-power home use, which is exactly what the product description claims. If you're someone who needs more than a gentle glow, think athletes who train hard or people dealing with arthritis. The higher output could be the difference between feeling a mild warmth and actually getting a therapeutic dose. But there are trade-offs that matter once the panel is on your kitchen counter. The first is space. Because the board is sizable, you can't just toss it on a nightstand. If you live in a small apartment with limited floor area, you'll need to get creative, maybe mount it on a wall bracket or keep it in a closet and pull it out when needed. The panel does not come with a built-in stand, so you'll either have to buy one separately or improvise with a sturdy piece of furniture. That hidden cost can be a deal-breaker for buyers who expect a plug-and-play solution. Heat is another practical consideration. Even though LED technology is efficient, running 300 diodes for 15 minutes does generate some warmth. In my testing, the panel's surface stayed comfortably warm, not hot enough to burn the skin, but you'll notice a slight rise in room temperature if you run multiple sessions back-to-back. For people who are especially sensitive to heat, or who plan to use the device in a small, poorly ventilated space, that could be a nuisance. On the flip side, The gentle heat can actually feel therapeutic for sore muscles, acting like a low-level heat pack while you